I'm building this container house alone and off-grid, and a couple weeks ago I finished the main components on my skillion roof, like fascias, gutters and trim. And I finally moved inside to start on the interior, and the first job on that list is window restoration and installation. But I have a little problem. All my materials and tools for the build are kept inside the containers, which means I can't cut into them until I find somewhere else to store them. So I picked up this shed on Marketplace for what I thought was a bargain, but ended up being full of rust. But hey, it's my only option at the moment, so we're running with it. So let's remove all the rust off of this 8x8 shed and salvage it so that I have somewhere to keep all my tools and materials and work out of the elements. Wow. Take a look at this. And that's when you know it needs to be replaced. So I am now going to cut this one out instead of trying to grind away the rust. That's bloody shocking. My God. Oh, this is a lot of rust. It's just filthy. As I'm going along and removing all this rust, I am just mentally preparing myself for the containers. This is the practice run before I get into the real stuff. I guess I'm lucky. Meanwhile, Princess behind me here is just enjoying the sun. It's gonna go away next week, hey? That's it. I am calling knockoff. It is so late and I have done so much. There is all these ones over here completed. I've almost done this big, massive truss here, but I need to flip it onto the other side to get the other side, but I wanted that to dry first. I've done 2 of these door frames down here. They're completely done on both sides. I think they're for the garage doors, but I'm not exactly sure. And then I've done all of these as well, but they all do need to be flipped so that the other side can be done as well. But I just want them to dry properly before they get put down. Oh, and I also cleaned all these. Whew. Getting there. Progress is progress. Rust is not fun, but if I can get it done before all the rain hits, that'd be so good because I do not want it to get worse. And it's going to be very hard to remove the rust if it's constantly raining every day. All right, I am going to go make a little fire and then I'm going to call it a night. Do you remember the Reolink cameras that I set up around the caravan? Well, I have exciting news. Not only did I capture the cutest wildlife, but I actually have another Reolink camera, and this one's a little bit special because it doesn't require any Wi-Fi connection. It runs on a SIM and connects to my home hub to store and manage all the footage locally with no fees or subscriptions. That means I can install it near my containers to not only keep the build site safe, but hopefully get some awesome time lapses of me building and shots of me working around the container house. This is the TrackMix, and she's a little bit fancy with dual lens and dual view, which means she's fantastic at multitasking and can capture both full view and close-up images of the same event at the same time and present them on the same screen. Not only that, but the TrackMix's dual tracking can pan and tilt to track and zoom in on a moving target automatically, clearly showing you how the event unfolds so you can grab your popcorn and not miss a single thing. I'm going to install it right here to not only keep an eye on the container doors, but also I'm hoping it's a good location to capture some good build shots of me working on the containers because it has 4K clarity day or night. TrackMix has smart detection and two-way audio, so it'll be able to tell the difference between Django and a person. And I can play some pranks on Django when she thinks I'm not around. Hello, Django, can you hear me? The Reolink TrackMix combines wide angle and telephoto lenses, displaying both views on a single screen. With 355-degree pan and 90-degree tilt, it offers 360-degree coverage. The close-up view uses 6 times hybrid zoom and PT capabilities to track and focus on targets. With high image quality day and night, the camera provides detailed 4K 8MP HD images around the clock. And this weatherproof, intelligent IP camera works perfectly indoors and outdoors, even in harsh weather conditions. Look at all these little cute critters that I've already captured on my other Reolink cameras. And with the combination of the Reolink app and smart detection, I never miss them because the app stores them and the smart detection will distinguish between object, person, and animal. It's actually Reolink's 16th anniversary right now, so don't miss out and click the link below in my description to explore the Reolink anniversary promotions. Good morning, friends. I was up bright and early, ready to get to either the shed or the timber mill because I thought I was in for another beautiful day. Apparently it's going to rain for the rest of the day. That means I'm going to have to do the windows. But look what has finally come in the mail. I ordered this maybe the 3rd or 4th day of doing the windows because I got so many recommendations and everyone says this is the way to go. So I'm so excited. It's been talked up so much, so I'm hoping it's like magic and remove the paint ridiculously fast. That's what I want. So let's go test this out. This is so heavy. lost my glove under there. I know if I work in here, no matter what, if it rains, if it doesn't rain, what goes on with the weather, I'll be safe. And I think it's perfect timing because my heat gun just arrived in the mail today and I've been so excited to use it. I'm just so ready to have my life changed today. So I got a Milwaukee heat gun, and if that doesn't work, I'm just gonna have to return to my original grinding option because that's working well. It just sucks with all the dust and everything, so I'd much prefer if this works. So let's whip her out. Here goes nothing. Is this a joke? What? In one tiny section, and it's got one top layer off, and there are so many layers. I thought this was meant to be good. I'll keep trying. What? Oh my God. Nah. If I do it this way, it's going to take me a lifetime. To say I'm devastated is an understatement. I got my hopes up so high for this heat gun. That heat gun is doing nothing. This is all I've got off. Imagine how long that would take me to do all these windows. Bugger. I can't believe I bought that. Bugger, bugger, bugger. I was so excited because, I mean, I don't love using the grinder. It's just the best thing that I found. I don't love it because of how much dust it produces, which is not fun, but I do have my respirator and it's the best way. It's the fastest, the easiest, and the best results so far. So back to the grinder. This window is done until I can get the casement out. I need that little Lockwood drill bit to get all these casements out. So for now, I'm putting this one aside and grabbing another one, and this will be my 6th window out of 10. So that means I'm more than halfway through. Alright, let's see if I can take this off. Shit. Sometimes they come out easy and sometimes they come out very difficultly. Oh, come on. I got it. Yours. Oh yeah. Woo-hoo. Success. Woohoo. Those three good. Oh, this got a bit split in it. This one's gonna need a repair. Yay, they all coming out. Second casement out. This one's all ready to sand up. Let's do it. I've got halfway through the frame and I have run out of resin fiber sanding discs. Bummer. But I'm pretty stoked with the progress. And as I'm working on them, I just keep thinking about them in the sides of these containers and just looking out and opening them, and I'm childlike, so climbing out them. And because once I've got these good to go and I know their exact sizes, once I've repaired them and sanded them all up, then I will have the exact sizes to make the cutouts to start cutting out the container. And it's not like I can just put windows straight in. Obviously, I'm going to have to reinforce the cutouts when I make them. So depending on the size of the windows, if it's medium to small size, it is getting reinforced with steel angle, which I already have, so I've got a lot of that. But if it's a massive one and like the doors and stuff like that, that's getting reinforced with steel angle, but it's also going to get RHS steel on the edges as well, just to make it real sturdy. And then the windows go in, which is gonna be its own mission by itself because these things are heavy as, but I'm hoping I can use the crane or something to do that. I'm not exactly sure what, but I'll figure it out, I always do. Fortunately, this log was so heavy that when I pulled it up onto the timber mill, it actually moved the whole timber mill, and the little feet that I had underneath it came out. And now I have to get it level again somehow without getting that log off, because if I take the log off, it's probably just going to happen again when I get it up. Hell yeah. We're back. We're back. Oh. Okay, I need to get this foot more under as well. Yes. God, I'm good. Ugh. Woo. There we go. We have clear skies today, and I'm going to take advantage of every single one of these days that comes to complete my shed, but also to do my timber milling, because all these milled slabs are going to need heaps of time to dry so that they're ready to be made into decking boards for the wraparound deck and the rooftop deck. Now, I did start originally milling all these logs with a chainsaw mill, and that was horrible. Now that I've got this timber mill, the hardest part of milling these logs is actually getting the logs up onto here. When I had the chainsaw mill, every single part was the hardest part. But now getting these logs up onto the mill is kind of like a game of chess. So that means I just have to work out the correct moves to get them from there all the way to the crane. I've actually made a big dent in the Jarrah pile already, and I've got tons of slabs drying. But I want to work through this pile as fast as possible so that I can move on to that pile. I absolutely love this machine. It is such a time saver and a back saver and all the good things. It's 100% worth the money. Like, it is definitely one of the best purchases I have ever made. So what I'm gonna do now is try and uncover all these logs over here. They're really all buried there under all that bark. So I'm just gonna go along and try and bury them all so that I can roll them into position and cut them and get them up on the timber mill. So I've counted them all and there's about 16 in this pile, which is a little bit more than I've done. I think I've done about 14. I'm about halfway through the Jarrah pile. Day. I got 4 logs done again. I've just popped them all away, which took the breath out of me, I can tell you. Those log pieces were very, very heavy. I'm absolutely buggered, so I'm definitely calling it a day. Looks like these two aren't buggered, but they did nothing all day, just watched me work. I love watching them play. They play so cutely. It's adorable. That's enough. Wow. Over and out.